What's the dumbest way a neighbor has ever been caught spying on you? I was starting to wonder if I was losing my mind when my trash cans kept showing up in different spots every morning. Not wind-blown, different. Deliberately moved so they were angled toward my kitchen window. At first I thought maybe the garbage truck driver was messing with me, but then I noticed my blinds twitching when the air was completely still. That's when I realized somebody was watching. My neighbor across the street, Harold, is about 60. Retired, harmless on the surface. The guy's whole personality is tinkering in his garage with a motorcycle that hasn't started in the entire 5 years I've lived here. Up until this, the most we'd ever exchanged was the occasional wave while getting the mail. But suddenly, Harold developed a weird interest in my life. The first real clue came one Tuesday evening. I was making dinner when I felt it, that prickly sense that someone's eyes are on you. I pulled back the curtain, and there he was, Harold, in my flower bed, crouched down with binoculars like some cut-rate detective. We locked eyes for 3 solid seconds. He panicked, tried to backpedal, tripped over my garden gnome, and disappeared behind his fence faster than any 60-year-old should be able to move. I hoped it was a one-time thing. Maybe he had a lapse in judgment. Maybe he thought he saw a stray cat in my yard. But the very next morning, he escalated. I looked out my upstairs window and saw Harold on what he clearly thought was a casual walk. Except he wasn't walking a dog. He had a stuffed poodle on a retractable leash, dragging it across my lawn while crouching behind my mailbox. Every few steps, he'd yank the toy along like it was real. Meanwhile, the poor plush was getting caught on bushes, scraping across the driveway and twisting around the mailbox post until it looked like it was being sacrificed. I'm watching this from upstairs, and the man looks so focused he doesn't even notice his dog is half strangled by my azalea bush. At that point, I knew this wasn't just eccentric behavior. He was actively trying to spy on me. The breaking point came Friday morning. I was brushing my teeth when I heard rustling outside the bathroom window. I looked out and nearly dropped my toothbrush. Harold was up in the oak tree on the property line. Camouflage cargo shorts, fishing vest, binoculars, balancing on a branch like he was on a mission. I stormed outside and yelled up, "Harold, what are you doing?" He jumped so hard he lost his grip. I watched in slow motion as this 60-year-old man tumbled backward through his own fence and crash landed in what used to be his wife's tomato garden. Plants everywhere. Fence caved in. Harold lying in the wreckage like a war casualty. His wife Denise came running out, saw her husband tangled in vines, saw me standing there fuming, and immediately started apologizing before she even knew the full story. And then Harold tried to explain himself. Flat on his back, covered in tomato juice, he admitted he'd been conducting surveillance because he was convinced I had some kind of secret high-speed internet system in my house. Apparently, his Wi-Fi is so bad he can't even load his email, but he noticed mine was stronger than the rest of the neighborhood. So instead of, I don't know, calling his provider, he decided to run recon missions to find my hidden router equipment. 3 weeks of spying, binoculars, stuffed poodle patrols, tree climbing, all because he thought I was hoarding better Wi-Fi. Denise was mortified. She marched him over that afternoon, made him apologize, and then spent the rest of the block party roasting him louder than anyone else. Now, whenever Harold complains about his slow internet at neighborhood gatherings, at least 4 people tell him he should check my flower bed again.